Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaklight Productions. My name is Curtis Lambert and today we're reacting to another viewer suggested music video. This time it's for Dead Squad, Perangai Nadir. Hopefully I said that correctly. If not, leave an angry comment below. Let's roll into it. Ooh. Okay. Interesting visuals. Very uncanny with that old man. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, hell yeah. Awesome slow-mo. Damn, that's dope. Holy shit. This is definitely the type of song you Circlepit to. Ooh. Awesome, like, footage of the band. Nice focus there. Damn. Ooh, these graphics are sick. Some cool little glitch effects there. And it's just a very subtle, like, camera shake to the concert footage as well. Which could possibly, you know, just be the cameraman, you know, bumping around and stuff, you know. We can't be, like, perfectly steady. Ooh. Loving the color changes during the performance. Really awesome light show. Which again, that's less like... Obviously, I don't know if this is an actual concert or sort of a mock concert. But either way, it's an awesome light show. Woo! Hell yeah. Oh, we've seen that move done a bunch of times in music videos, but it never gets old. Like, if the drummer goes up for a beat, follow the arm up, and then come down on the cymbal crash with it. Hell yeah. Ooh, bit of crowd surfing. Lovely. Did it again there. Awesome stuff. These, like, graphics are insane. With the original Old Man, I was sort of like, is that, like, AI generated or what? But when it was, like, mouthing the words, like, it would be too hard for an AI to do that. So I think all of the graphics are, like, made by an actual, like, 3D modeler and VFX artist, which is awesome to see. Like, there's just a hand touch to it that you can tell, like, oh, that's something a person actually made. It's hard to describe to people that don't really, like, I guess, care or take in much about media. But to me, like, I can always instantly tell, like, when it's AI and when it isn't. And this all looks like, look at that, like, that just, I don't know, like, that feels handcrafted to me. I could be wrong, but, yeah, very cool. Okay, we've got the credits here. Ooh, and a bit of BTS footage. Love to see it. Okay, so it was a mock concert. Awesome. And we'll talk about that in a bit, what I sort of mean by that. Big camera team. That's awesome. LED installation. Very nice. Waiting to see if we've got a VFX team. Here we go. 3D modeling, 3D motion, offline editor, colorist. Damn. So all of those graphics was done by essentially a two-man team, a 3D modeler and motion and environment guy. That's awesome. That's actually a lot of work for a two-man team. So big claps there. That was awesome. Very cool. All right, let's break it down. Yeah, so from the get-go, like I said, it was just with that sort of the image of the old man, I was like, is this like AI or something? But then as soon as other like 3D model shots came in, like you could just tell like it's hard to describe. Like there is like for me, I can just tell when something's been like modeled by a human, regardless of whether it's music or a drawing or 3D video or whatever. Yeah, I can always sort of tell there's like, I don't know, there's sort of an uncanny valley vibe that I get from a lot of AI work. Whereas this, yeah, there's just like, I don't know, there's like a grittiness to it and a sort of detail that an AI wouldn't do, if that makes sense. Like I don't know how to describe it. Again, it's hard to describe to other people if they're not like as media sort of savvy and stuff. Like I feel like, yeah, it's almost like a gut feeling, if you will. But yeah, all of the 3D graphics are fucking awesome and really cool. Do they look realistic? No, but again, this is a music video. We can have fun with it. And what's great about these 3D models is that they're using it for like to show off some really fucking cool imagery, like that masked character, you know, that I guess like a, I don't know if it would be like a Oni or whatever they're called. But yeah, super creepy, just the way it's moving and its design and stuff. You know, the giant floating sort of pyramids and etc etc. Like it's just really fucking cool. Obviously I don't know its context within the music video, but like in regards to lyrics and stuff. But yeah, just really fucking cool imagery, and like that's sometimes all a music video needs. Like keep me entertained, keep me interested. Boom, like I'm gonna walk away remembering it, you know. Now let's talk about the actual band footage. So this is a mock concert, and what I mean by that is that rather than trying to film a like, oh, the band's got this concert booked with members of the public, let's, you know, go and film that. This is something where like these people, you know, it's been organized by the film crew, and they've invited friends and fans of the band to be in that music video. Now, what's sort of the pros and cons of that? So the cons let's start with that, is obviously it comes out of the film budget. You know, now if you're just filming a random concert of the band you're working for, you know, you've already got the venue, you've already got their lights, you've already got their sound system, it's already set up. Like, you just basically have to rock up with a camera and like get your shots. So that's sort of the cons of organizing a fake concert. Um, the pros, however, is that all of those people that enter that show, because it's a fake show, all of them are typically going to be like, they know what they're there for. They're going to be hyped. They're going to mosh and dance and throw their hands up and get into it. Like, you don't know if you're filming the public, the general public. I mean, how many shows do you go to where the whole crowd's just standing there with their arms folded waiting for the next band to come on? Like, you don't know what you're gonna sort of get, whereas with this, you do. You know, they've been invited, they're going to play into the, like, yeah, let's have a fucking concert. So there's that aspect. You can also get whatever shots you need. So, like, you'll see shots in here where, like, the videographer or cinematographer would have had to have been right in front of the musician getting their shots. Now, if this was in the public, that could piss people off. You might not have access to those areas to get those shots. Like, you have to sort of work around the crowd and around security and around the venue. Here, because you've planned everything, you can be wherever the fuck you want. Oh, you're blocking the audience's view? Doesn't matter, because they've been invited to be there. So that's another thing. You can also utilize the LED screens, the lighting that they have, a lot more to get those sort of like key moments and nice moments. I'm actually surprised that there's not as many flares. Like, they didn't go for as many flares as I would expect from a setup like this. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just yeah, it's interesting, because most of the music videos we've seen so far, they're trying to get as many flares as possible with a setup like this. But yeah, these guys keep it like really clean images, and yeah, that's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just, yeah, really interesting way to take it. Another thing to think about, like, even though it's boring and like, oh, we want to talk about creative stuff, is legality. So if you're filming members of the public, if they haven't like signed at some point, like, let's say you want to show a close-up of an audience member and it's a member of the public, if there's been no like warning about filming, no like you know, forewarning, no like release form, etc., etc., they could turn around and say, I don't want to be, like, when that video's released, they could turn around and say, I don't want to be like in this music video for whatever reason, and they could try and get it removed. That sucks, but it can happen. So again, another way around it is, if you organize the concert, if you fake it, all of these extras would have signed a release form. Like, every single one. Meaning that if they're shown clearly in a close-up, It's all good. They've signed a release form. So it's always important when you like do like filming in like a venue that's open to the public and where there's members of the public. It's always important to chat with the band, chat with the venue about you know, have people been warned about being filmed, like what steps have been taken to get people's like permission. Now if you're filming the backs of their heads, or it's really dark, or you're filming wide shots where specific people aren't like focused on, then yeah, you can get away with that. But yeah, typically you need permission if you're getting like, you know, front on, here's their face, like close-ups. You need some form of permission. And that can sometimes be like, you'll see on some ticket sites or whatever, or you know, when you sort of go to a particular venue, they might say, by purchasing a ticket, you are okay with like the following things. And one of those things might be like, you know, being in photography and videography of said event. And so by the person like buying that ticket, they've given consent to be in film. But it's always important, if you're going to film members of the public, either don't show details of who they are, or be chatting with that band, be chatting with the venue. In all honesty, the band's not going to know, so chat with the venue. What's the legalities here? Have people given permission to be filmed? Yeah, because it's one of those things. Don't get me wrong, I've done a lot, especially back in the day, I've done a lot of filming without permission. But it's one of those things where it's all fine and dandy until it bites you in the ass. And that's the thing, you know, it's all, you know, it's all like, it doesn't matter, it's not important, blah, 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 until one day you're going to get that one asshole who's like, I didn't give permission to be in that music video, I'm going to take it down, you know, and like, you know, you won't have the paperwork, so they're right, you know, and at worst you have to re-edit the whole thing. And I have seen that done, not with music videos, but with advertisements for local businesses. I have seen people months later be like, I didn't give permission to be shown close up in that video, and then they get it taken down or re-edited or whatever. So always be aware of that. Yeah, all in all, great music video, fucking energetic as fuck. I would Circlepit to this so hard. Maybe even crowd surf too. So yeah, thank you for recommending it, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.